Okay, this movie, Children of Men, took place in 2027, 16th of November, 2027.
Yep.
That is, from the time we're recording, that's about 3 years in the future. Not that far in the future. What did they get right? What did they get wrong?
Oh, I see. So I think they got right that there are still cars around.
Okay.
Yeah. There's
guess
still
the-
buildings with glass. Is that what you wanted?
I was thinking one of the biggest oversights that I thought I didn't see was phones. The ubiquity of
That's
phones
right.
wasn't there.
Yeah. So I guess 2006 is when the movie came out, which means filmed in 2005. And
Yeah.
so that's like the crossover between flip phones and touch screens, right?
Yeah.
And so,
I mean-
but even then, people had phones all the time.
They had phones, the flip phones. There was the Razor, that had internet access. There was the BlackBerry, which was used mainly by business people, and that had a keyboard and internet access and messaging and stuff. So all the signs were there, and then the iPhone came out and sort of went off to the races. But it's not like the iPhone was wildly different than the BlackBerry. It just did
Right.
everything the BlackBerry did much better.
Right. Agreed.
So it wasn't like, oh, we couldn't see this coming. But so I think that was an oversight, that the phones weren't ubiquitous.
Although maybe it makes sense in the universe. So
Okay.
so maybe yeah. So if you are a totalitarian government,
Okay.
you can control the access of information to people.
Okay.
And what I would do is I would just control the cell towers, right?
Okay.
So then at that point, what's the point of carrying around a cell phone? It's just a calculator. And you're like, why do I carry this around?
So you're saying that the government is controlling the information on the internet so much. In fact, the internet may even be broken down a lot.
Yeah.
So the access to the internet isn't giving you much.
Right.
And so people are like, well, I'll leave that at home. I don't really need it.
Why would I carry it
Because-
around and charge it all the time? It's just a calculator.
It's just a calculator. It does a few things. I don't really need it. World's coming to an end anyway. Whatever.
And maybe they just don't have long distance social relationships. You just live in your local environment.
I mean, maybe because the world's come to an end. The rest of the world, UK is the only one in the world that hasn't fallen into
Yep.
utter, chaos. And with chaos, the internet would disappear. So maybe the internet just isn't that extensive. And so
Or
people leave it
maybe-
at home and they just live in their local environment.
Or maybe super twist, the rest of the world is okay, but that's just what the UK government says to keep everyone inside.
Ooh.
Ooh, that'd be a twist. Okay, but that's totally me making that up. I don't know.
There's no way, because then what is the immigration camps for
Yeah,
show?
what's the point of that?
Yeah. And rickshaws
they got-
showing up in Western cities or whatever these are.
Uh-huh.
That's interesting. I don't think that's going to happen.
I have not seen that anywhere.
I haven't. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm sure they exist, but I haven't seen them.
Yeah. And I guess
they got-
crime in cities, that's happened sort of, but that's always the case.
That's always the case. They got video games, right? Right? That teenager with his like
Oh, yeah.
video game. They got that right. People's entertainment addictions.
Yep. But I guess this kind of dystopia in 2027 is probably not going to come to pass. And certainly the fertility thing, which is the crux of the movie, did not come to pass. But that's
I
not
mean-
surprising.
Yeah.
But I guess there are these fertility crises going on in the world where the fertility is way low
Weird,
in many
right? Yeah.
countries. So we don't have this like to zero, but it's
Right.
super low. So we have like this kind of premise kind of on a light mode.
Kind of, a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Very interesting.
So I guess we'll see if the fertility leads to global collapse.
Yeah, there's no
got 3
sequel on
years.
this, so we have no idea. Oh, you're saying we got 3 years. Predictions could come to
Yeah.
pass. Baby Diego is
right.
actually born in 2025.
I don't like it.
All right, there's no sequel to this, so that's it for our recording today. See you guys next time.